What's going on, spiritualites? It's your man Crypto Spiritual out here. Welcome back for another video. This one we'll talk a little bit about the mental and psychological recap of my last week of trading. Take you through my strong moments, take you through my weak moments, talk about what I learned and my discipline plan moving forward, because I need to update it. So with that being said, let's jump right on into it. The feeling of last week, it really felt bad. I can't lie. I tried to hold myself together by saying, oh, well, I'm still positive, but to see that much fall back on what I've gained and what I've been able to do was definitely disheartening a little bit. So it makes me a little bit nervous moving into this next week, thinking about, okay, what do I need to do to make sure that I don't have to feel this again? And that's not really what you want to do. You really want to be focused on the strategy and keeping the strategy intact. And so I find myself trying to avoid a feeling rather than focusing on the trading and the strategy at hand. So not a good feeling, but I'm identifying it, and hopefully moving into this next week, I can separate the emotional trades from the strategy-based good-to-go trades. So for my strongest moment this week, I would say comes after my second loss, I think. I still was not phased, right? If I can pull that up really quickly for you guys. Which came from XRP, here it is. So here, I got the trend that was going up, saw the breakdown, actually made it under the low, the previous low here. Not by much, and I probably should have been a little bit more patient. Also, the trend is up, right? The trend is going up, so I had no business shorting in this position. When I scrolled out, took a look at it, realized what I should have been looking for. This one didn't really hit as hard. I was like, okay, this was my mistake. I wasn't focused. Those kinds of issues, those kinds of things I can start to eliminate, start to notice, and start to rectify. It's the ones where I really do think that I have a good chance of winning, and then I don't. Those are the trades that take the most emotional and psychological toll, because I really thought it was a good setup. And even if it was, there are things that can cause it to lose, and that's just the name of the game. But in this one, even though it was my second loss and I had a break even there as well, it didn't really affect me moving forward in my trading. That came later on. And that kind of leads us into some moments where my mental game maybe slipped a little bit. And so I would say it's not really one particular trade of where I slipped this week, but when I started over trading on Wednesday, and I took quite a few trades that I was really trying to revenge trade, and I wanted to come back to the channel and be able to report a win again after having such a nice win. So having that kind of pressure and also being affected by setups that I thought were going to win and they did not, that's probably what broke my mental down later towards the week and influenced my decision to say, hey, you know what, let's just go ahead and take a break. So Thursday and Friday I didn't even look at anything, which retrospectively now, thinking about it, that was not a good idea to just leave everything. I could not take trades, but to step away from it all and just kind of take a break. I probably won't do that anymore, because at the very least I want to back test and just be able to look at some of the flow of the charts for that day or for some time in the past, get more familiar with it, keep it fresh in my brain. So no more breaks. Moving on, what I learned from the week. I think what I've learned about myself is that I can take about 2 or 3 losses, but then after that I do start to kind of panic a little bit and try to really put some pressure on myself to win the next trade. And that is something I've got to work on. Got to figure out how I can continue to lose, but also be calm and stay with the rhythm, and my strategy will work over time. Finding the confidence to keep entering the next trade even with a loss. Now again, 3 losses in a day, obviously I'm done, but even you can take 3 losses in a row or 4 losses in a row, continuing on to the next day. And when you have those 2 or 3 days strung together where you're not winning much, it does take a toll on you. Learning how to better stabilize my emotions, which I guess is the name of the game, right? I come on every week telling you about this side of how I'm trying to stabilize, So it's just the newest battle of the day, and being in this situation and having been in it before, I think I'm getting better in the way I am handling it, because at least I know when I'm over trading, and I'll cut it at break even and try to step away. And I even Like I said, taking a break from trading Thursday and Friday was not a bad idea. It was more the fact that I was not even looking at the charts was the bad idea. So good on me for not trading, stepping away. Bad on me for not just staying tuned in. So my discipline plan moving forward, I'm going to look into opening a paper trading account. I don't know. I think that might work for me because then I can take all the wild trades that I want to and try to, revenge trade all I want to on the paper trading account so that I get that kind of release. I go through the motions. Everything is the same. Trying to emulate that dopamine hit or that rush. Because I will, take that paper trading account semi-seriously. I'll still want to get that one from one goal to another. So I'm thinking about trying to do that, seeing if I can find somewhere where they'll let me open a paper trading account. I also think maybe, here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's getting a little cold. It's very cold outside. Thought about taking a walk. Really like that idea. Having my phone on me for alerts, but if I'm taking a walk, I'm not really focused on trying to trade, but I can stay tuned in. Just trying to think of ideas that I can build in to help me stay focused. Definitely going to look into opening the paper trading account, and once the weather breaks, going on walks will kind of be my thing. All right, one last piece of encouragement. I would say we're still making more than your average savings account, right? If you got your money in a high yield savings account, maybe not, who knows? But we're still making more than your regular savings account. And it has been fun along the way. Like I've enjoyed the ride and the journey so far. I enjoy every Monday being able to step into the charts and find new opportunities. So I'll continue to do such, and I will catch up with you guys next week. Until then, please keep in mind, this is not financial advice. It is for educational purposes only. Before you begin investing and or trading your hard-earned money, consider consulting a financial advisor. And just remember, this is the journey, not the highlight reel. Trade smart, live free.